What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the FOF Nation player, the very first one. Obviously we got this card in circulation on Twitter the day before. Obviously it was from yesterday as well. It is a 92 Gimenez, so I'm assuming this is kind of like just a random SBC in terms of the South American, the Copa, was it the Copa de America that is going on right now. Obviously 2-star, 3-star. Again, another solid centre back. We are trying him next to Piszczek, who came out today, so it's going to be quite interesting because both of them are coming in at around about 210 to 230 because obviously we have had the icon pack. Fodder has gone up, so obviously these players have gone up in price. Both of them finish on the 18th with Piszczek there. With Gimenez, though, you've got an 83, 4 and 5 rated SBC to complete rather than Piszczek's 86 and 84. So obviously the 86 is what's kind of causing the same amount of coins. We have got injury prone as his only trait, which is always unfortunate. We've got 87 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. Again, not awful. What do we got? Short and long pass is decent. Shooting's not really there. Agility balance is looking off. Like, genuinely, this card, if you compare him literally next to Piszczek, that's Alaba, next to Piszczek, the stats are just unreal. Piszczek looks absolutely phenomenal throughout. Obviously, being a right back going into centre back, it is a bit different, but Gimenez, the agility balance is really off-putting. Obviously, he's got great composure and reactions. Ball control really isn't there in comparison, even compared to Alaba, who looks absolutely sensational. Defending, obviously, is going to be fantastic, as well as his physicals. So it deems you able to go with just that shadow, which gives you 98 pace, 97 acceleration with the 99 sprint speed. We also get 97 defending, which turns him into a 96 rated centre-back in game. So let's not waste any time with him. I think I kind of know my answer of who's going to be better between him and Piszczek as centre-backs, but let's have a look and give Gimenez the chance that he deserves. Gimenez with the block on Olmo. Very, very quick on the dribble, but Gimenez manages to recover and makes the tackle. Gimenez coming over for Vasquez, tries to get that inside, but that is not happening. The good thing about that is because the defensive ability is quite good, he can just kind of like switch like that, and it's something like that. It's going to take me kind of really pulling him out of position to kind of allow him to have that space just off a little turn like that. Oh, we've missed the thing. Great save from Yashin. Completely missed the change of player there. To be honest, looking at Gimenez, he's really not a bad centre-back. Would I say he's kind of one everybody wants? Probably not. I feel like, if anything, he is going to be turned into fodder when like a moment's SBC comes out, or something that requires really high rated. But obviously it all depends on if you did finish him with coins or did you finish him with untradeable kind of cards. So we make another kind of interception, and that's kind of what he's mainly done so far, is interceptions and every now and then tackles that kind of like the players come to him. I've not really noticed him really kind of stretching out of position, really trying to get that ball back, whereas Piszczek on the other hand has really put in a shift so far. Gimenez, big chance, great tackle. Olmo just coming very static on him, but he does manage to do the deed. Lovely stuff, and we've gone for the counter with Sarr. Unfortunately, his defense is absolutely all over this moment. But get the corner, see what we can find. Gimenez so far, not put too many foots wrong. Obviously, defensive ability, Alaba's going to be fantastic, but defensive ability of mine is kind of like, I'd say, average to good. I'm getting definitely better, but I feel like there's still plenty of kind of moves and kind of discipline that I can do better in terms of my kind of defending play. But Gimenez and Piszczek so far did very well. Gimenez, the one thing I think with Gimenez is, because I'm trying to show him next to Piszczek, obviously 2 days apart, 2 defenders, it just so happens that right backs tend to be kind of like the new centre backs, really, just because of obviously the stat increase, the kind of stats they do possess as well. Obviously a lot of agility, balance, and then ball control. I think that is a huge one. The composure of him, obviously defenders do have composure, but the composure on right back and centre backs it's different sort of gravy. You're kind of looking at a player that almost can be a right mid but can defend. That is just absolutely crucial when it comes to defending. If you can hold the ball and be calm and collective with him as well, and not have to worry about maybe being that little bit more static than a right back, that is exactly what you need. And we can see it just from the jockeying. In terms of Gimenez versus Piszczek, he wins that hands down. Gimenez, watching him, does enough to put him off and obviously makes the mistake himself. As well as, I don't know what the centre-backs, other than like Varane, I can't remember who got team of the season. Koundé, I'm pretty sure, got team of the season. I don't know if there was any other big-name centre-backs that you've got in Ligue 1 that obviously have the skill set to kind of maybe overturn Gimenez. I feel like he's one of the better ones. I know you've got Foot Birthday, Hermoso and Mangala, but obviously other than that, into the 90s, I'm not too sure. I think in terms of Piszczek as well, in terms of kind of like the Bundesliga defensive line, he probably does sit up quite highly because you've got Alaba, obviously a massive team of the season. I think Boateng's still in the mix in terms of player moments. Obviously Davies on the left back. You've also got Mbabu, I'm pretty sure he's the team of the season right back. And then you've also got, I'm pretty sure there is another right back in Mukiele and somebody else, because I remember being there an abundance of defenders that you could choose from in the Bundesliga. I just cannot remember absolutely everybody's name, but I know that I'm pretty sure, looking at the lineup, I want to say Piszczek definitely can get himself in that team, just even as like kind of like a starter, as one of the better players. And so far so good with him. I think he's an absolute cracking player. Not put a foot wrong, very quick, obviously got the defensive ability as well, which is always nice, and to be honest, really not that expensive. Get that, good recovery, win it back, and a little ball down the line. Not the greatest ball down the line, but obviously that's me rushing it. Gimenez with a fantastic challenge. Oh, Gimenez again getting in on that AI block. Piszczek does go a bit further than the attacker than I wanted, but does manage to get that to stop that through ball, because literally that was game over then. But in terms of an SBC, I really don't think it's that bad. Obviously you've got to give up more players, but you do get a little bit of packs back. Again, nothing really to write home about, but an 85, 4 and 3, 1 in form for the 85 and the 83, nothing for the 84. So to be honest, it's not awful. Would I do him though? I think if I'm looking at this as a kind of logical point, and you've got your centre-backs, you just maybe want this card to test out. I personally don't think he's necessarily the best centre-back in the game, and I think that comes down to having the 55 balance. Potentially, if you were... See, if you do the engine, it does give him 65. I just think at this stage in the game, that personally for me is just not good enough. You look at Piszczek, you look at Alaba, you look at Varane, they all have decent kind of stats there. If we was to look at specific centre-backs, Ramos team of the year, obviously you need to buy him, so the tradable sense of him isn't really worth it now. PK was an SBC, fantastic. What balance does he have actually? 76 on the base, like that tells you kind of a lot. Then obviously Varane is absolutely fantastic, we know that pretty much hands down. You then look at Mangala, Hermoso, very, very good centre-backs. You've got Koundé, wasn't terrible at all. You've got Diego Carlos, again another one that I think would have been nice as a team of the season, but unfortunately this year did not manage it. So I think he's kind of sitting in probably about 5th or 6th, and that's not even considering the left back, right backs for La Liga. So for me, I just don't think he's worth it if you've got a pair of La Liga centre-backs, unless you are obviously Atleti fan or a Uruguay fan, then yeah, 100% you've got to do him. 220k at this point in the game. It is a lot, but at the same time it isn't. We've got so many SBCs coming out, and with the bronze pack method at the moment, it's just so easy to craft them coins. Obviously in terms of generation, because he is, what, 26, he's been here since FIFA 15, getting a first team of the season in 16, that is. Then he's got a footies in 18, a couple of informs in 19, team of the year nominee and a team of the week moments in 20, and only a rule breaker and obviously a nations player for this year. So it's an interesting one. I think, like I say, the balance for me is what ruins him. Everything else, fantastic. Even with the acceleration, you go with that shadow. incredible acceleration once you add that shadow on. Defending is pretty spot on. Strength was fantastic. It literally is this stat right here. This is what really kills him, because he's got the composure, he's got the reactions, a little bit kind of lacking on the ball control, good short pass. He is a solid defender. I just think at this point in the game we have so many centre-backs, it's unreal. If you do want to test him out though, I would say he is a good centre-back. I just don't think he's a foot champ centre-back in terms of the really meta players. Obviously, if you're having a bit of fun, then definitely do him. I think you won't be disappointed with how he can tackle, and obviously his defensive ability. It is just coming to that recovery side of stuff. When someone turns you, it does take a couple of seconds. He is a little bit stiff in that sort of element, but when he's on the ball, it does feel nice. But overall, I'm going to give him a solid 9 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think, and if you are going to complete Gimenez's FOF Nations player. But from that, make sure you like and subscribe. See you for the next one. Peace.